Hello and welcome to SENDIASS Rutland. Support to appeal an EHCP. Do you disagree with the content in an EHCP? Do you want to know what you can do next? Would you like to understand the process of appealing the final EHCP? I have received a final EHCP that I do not agree with. What next? Make a note of the date on the final EHCP, as this will help you understand the timelines if you wish to appeal this decision. 2 months from this date is the deadline you must register an appeal with the SEND tribunal. What are my options now? Enter into mediation with all parties involved to try and resolve the issues if you feel you have not fully put your views across. Appeal the decision directly to the first tier SEND tribunal without mediation. A certificate will still need to be obtained. What is mediation? Whether you wish to accept mediation or not, you must consider it in order to go ahead with an appeal. Mediation can be helpful if you feel that the local authority have not heard your views. If you decide to go ahead with mediation, it must be arranged within 30 days by global mediation. After mediation, you will receive a certificate. You will then have 1 month from the date of this certificate to appeal this decision with the SEND tribunal if it was not successful. If you decide to not accept mediation, you will still need to call global mediation to obtain a certificate, and they must provide this within 3 working days. Global mediation, replacing conflict with harmony. To get in touch with Global Mediation, you can visit their website on www.globalmediation.co.uk, call them on 0208 441 1355, email them at info@globalmediation.co.uk, and you can also contact them by writing to them at 8 Lytton Road, spelled Lytton Road, Barnet, Barnet, EN5 5BY. Timeframes. You have 2 months from the date on the decision letter to appeal, or you have 1 month from the date on the mediation certificate to appeal, whichever date is later. You have no right to appeal if the local authority has carried out an EHC needs assessment in the past 6 months. First, contact Global Mediation. You can decline mediation and simply obtain the certificate, and then begin the appeal process through the first tier SEND tribunal within 2 months from the decision letter. Or you can contact Global Mediation and accept the mediation and arrange a meeting within 30 days. You will then be issued a certificate after 30 days if the mediation is successful, or obtain the certificate and begin the appeal process within 1 month. The appeal process. You will need to complete the form SEND 35A, called the Refusal to Assess Appeal, or SEND 35 for all other appeals. You can add a supporting letter to explain the reasons for your appeal and attach it to the form and title it Reasons for Appeal, and in the SEND 35A or SEND 35 box put See appropriate sheet for reasons for appeal. In the appropriate section of the form, state which sections you are appealing. Most commonly, Section B, the needs of the child or young person, Section F, the provisions for the child or young person, and Section I, the placement or setting for the child or young person. You can appeal other sections too, but you may want to seek advice from SENDIASS for specific support. Reasons you may wish to include in your case for appeal, whichever fits best. 1. Unsatisfactory wording is used as it is neither time-bound or specific. For example, with transfer to special school when a place becomes available. 2. Parents or carers do not agree with a specific setting or type of setting that the local authority have selected. 3. The needs of the child or young person are not accurate, Section B. 4. The provision of the child or young person is not reflective of their needs, Section F. 5. There is important information that is missing from certain sections in the EHCP. Do refer to any evidence that backs up your points. You can send more evidence later and should say so if, for instance, you will be getting a speech therapy report because the local authority has not obtained one. Do refer to the legal issues and timeframes. Do use your existing professional reports to support your appeal. This could include quotes from the educational psychologist or paediatrician. Do obtain any supporting documents from professionals that support your appeal. This could be SENCOs or medical staff. Don't get bogged down on history. If there is a long history of difficulties between you and the local authority, let the evidence, for example, letters between you and the local authority, speak for itself. What to send with your form? Send 35A or Send 35 form completed, a copy of the letter the local authority sent you with the Final EHCP, your mediation certificate, any supporting evidence, a document listing all of your items of evidence. Don't send the original documents, send photocopies, and keep a copy of everything you send, including the form. Where to send your appeal forms to? You can email it directly to send@hmcts.gsi.gov.uk. This is the quickest option. Write in the subject line of your email, New Appeal, to ensure it is dealt with quickly. You can send by post, by recorded delivery, to HM Courts and Tribunals Service, Special Educational Needs and Disability Tribunal, First floor, Darlington Magistrates Court, Park Gate, Darlington, DL1 1RU. If you need to contact the Tribunal helpline, the number is 01325 289 350. Advocate or representative. If you need support to fill out these forms, SENDIASS can offer you information and advice. Contact us directly. If you may have your own needs and are supported by another professional, for example a community practice nurse, CPN, they can be put on the form as a representative to communicate on your behalf. If you wish to have an advocate, SENDIASS can oversee all legal correspondence with you. What happens once I have lodged an appeal? After you send in your appeal, the SEND Tribunal replies within 20 working days, registering your appeal. In this response, the SEND Tribunal tells you about important dates. It tells you when the local authority are required to respond to your appeal, gives you a deadline to send further information, and tells you when the SEND Tribunal will be considering your case and making a decision. At the same time, the SEND Tribunal writes to the local authority, sending them a copy of your appeal documents. The local authority submits its response to the SEND Tribunal within 30 days of receiving your appeal documents from the SEND Tribunal. The local authority must state whether it opposes your appeal and why. The local authority must send you a copy of its response at the same time. Tell the SEND Tribunal if you do not get it within 30 days. Ensure that any evidence you didn't send in with your appeal form gets to the SEND Tribunal by any deadline it gives you, and send a copy to the local authority at the same time. At least 10 working days before considering your appeal and making a decision, the local authority should send you and the SEND Tribunal the bundle, a page-numbered set of documents the SEND Tribunal has been sent in the case. If the SEND tribunal decides in your favour, the local authority will need to correct the EHCP. If you feel there has been an error or have some other serious reason for thinking the decision is wrong, you have 28 days to apply for a tribunal review. If necessary, contact SENDIASS for advice. Submit appeal documents. Tribunal replies registering appeal within 20 working days. Tribunal replies with important dates such as deadline for local authority to respond, 30 days, deadline to send further info and evidence, including reports, and the date of final hearing. Receive bundle 10 working days before hearing date, then the hearing date. What the tribunal can do. The SEND tribunal looks at the evidence put before it and decides whether the local authority decision followed the law. It will also make a decision based on what is right for the child at the date of the hearing. There are limits to what the SEND tribunal can decide. If you win your appeal, it can order your local authority to amend the EHCP. SENDIASS can offer support and advice throughout this whole process. You can email us on info@sendiassrutland.org.uk, call and leave a message at 07977 015 674, or message us on Facebook at SENDIASS Rutland, or private message us on Twitter at SENDIASSR. For further support, you can contact SENDIASS Rutland on 07977 015 674, or visit the website www.sendiassrutland.org.uk. You can also get in touch with IPSI, which is a national organisation, and their website is www.ipsea.org.uk. The Council for Disabled Children, www.councilfordisabledchildren.org.uk. Contact for families with disabled children, www.contact.org.uk. and the Education Law Association, which you can call on 0118 966 9866, or you can email them secretary@educationlawassociation.org.uk. Keywords and jargon. SEND. Special educational needs and disabilities. A child or young person that has a special educational need and or a disability. EHCP. Education, Health and Care Plan. This is a legal document highlighting a child or young person's needs and provisions. SEN. Special educational need. A child or young person that needs support in education. SEP. Special educational provision, support that is put in place for a child or young person. SENDIASS, Special Educational Needs and Disability Information, Advice and Support Service, a service to support parents or carers or young people themselves to give information, advice and support in a confidential and impartial way. LA, the local authority, authority responsible for all children and young people in their area. LO, local offer, which is a local authority website. The local authority website that supports parents and carers and young people with SEND, including information about schools, colleges and accessing groups and support.